All right, shots fired. Mr. Keith Time, one-time Keith Thurman, in a recent interview said, quote, "I'm sick and tired of this fucking question," when asked by a reporter about the potential Thurman Earl Spence matchup. Okay, basically the reporters, I'm not going to give their name. You know, it's actually one of my most hated media outlets, or whatever you want to call them. You know, they're a hype job. Let me just put it that way. Trying to hit Thurman with the tough questions, all geared towards Mayweather. Said, look, why aren't you fighting Earl Spence? Why don't you give him a shot? Thurman went on to say, look, Floyd is running his mouth, but 4 years ago, I was Earl Spence. I actually called him out after my first fight on HBO. I called out Mayweather, and he's continued to duck me. He's constantly ducking me and handcrafting his own career. Okay, these are quotes by Mr. One-Time Keith Thurman. Okay, but now he went on to say, now look, if I take the Spence fight and I beat him, people are just going to say, well, he wasn't ready. He was green, kind of like when Canelo fought Mayweather, blah, blah. We know, they claim you're ducking them until you actually fight them. Then when you beat them, they claim he wasn't ready. Kind of like Gennady Golovkin and Danny Jacobs. Everybody was claiming Golovkin was ducking Jacobs. Now it's like it's a bullshit fight. Oh, it's not really a step up. Nah, man, these fucking idiots on YouTube. I mean, seriously, like, I'm getting sick and tired of these bullshit channels out there. Really, I mean, YouTube is a powerful tool, and it kind of like it's a vessel for boxing, or boxing news. It really is, and the legacy of boxing. And you have these idiots out here just spouting out a bunch of nonsense. Okay, I've even heard the same channels talk about how Keith Thurman was ducking Mayweather. Okay, we all know, and I believe it was the WBA. I think the WBA basically elevated Mayweather to the super champion to duck Thurman, because Thurman was his mando. That was his mandatory, okay? He was elevated to the super champion, fought Marcos Maidana. Again, Thurman was his mandatory, had the rematch, and then the rest is history, right? So, I mean, he's constantly ducked Thurman, never gave him a shot. And if you remember, Earl Spence actually even called out Mayweather, but they kind of hushed that up. They want to hush, keep that quiet, because, that's kind of his claim to fame. Earl Spence had that sparring match with Mayweather. They said, he gave him a good run for his money, but Earl Spence said he was kind of holding back, and he felt that he could beat Mayweather. So, we never know. And then Keith Thurman went on to say, well, hey, look, did Floyd fight Pacquiao at the right time? Did he fight Mosley at the right time? No, he didn't. And besides, Earl Spence beats that guy right there, and all of a sudden he's like the next Muhammad Ali, according to half these boxing channels out there. I don't understand. The guy needs to prove himself. He needs to get in there just like everybody else did and prove himself. I mean, these young bucks, these upcomers, they want to catapult into mega boxing stars. Hell no. Get in there and prove yourself, okay? He beats Algieri, and he's the greatest thing since sliced bread. But this guy right here is damn near the undisputed middleweight champion and gets zero respect from the exact same channels that praise this guy right here for beating that guy right there. Okay, so it's a bunch of bullshit. It really is. And really, it's like a pathetic attempt for this media outlet to try to keep Mayweather relevant. I mean, is he that big of an attention whore? I mean, does he really have like that low of a self-esteem that he has to actually get reporters to go out and try to bring his name up to put him in the spotlight? I mean, it's really sad and pathetic. I mean, it really is. So, look, the Thurman Spence fight, it'll happen when it happens. He needs to prove himself. Like I said, fighting this dude right here is not proving shit, okay? Chris Algieri, he beat Provodnikov, which I think it probably was a draw. Then he gets the shit beat out by Pacquiao and Amir Khan, and so beating him, he's not even a gatekeeper. I mean, what is he now? A club fighter? I don't know. I mean, who knows what he is now? But at best, he's a gatekeeper. So, like I said, I like Earl Spence. I do. I'm not trying to dog on him. What I'm doing is this man on the left here I mean, it's just a pathetic attempt for him to remain relevant in boxing. It really, he actually sends out reporters and like probably like writes down a little question like, hey man, okay, look, when you see him right here, I want you to ask him, ask him that question right there. I mean, seriously, it's what they do. I've been around boxing media a long time. They have reporters that's what they do. They are like exclusively, pro one fighter or the other, or one promoter or the other. So, you look, guys, it's pathetic. But Keith one-time Thurman firing back, basically saying Mayweather's just running his mouth, all talk, no action. And actually, Mayweather said, forget about Earl Spence. I want a shot at Mayweather. Tell him, bring his ass out of retirement and get in the ring. All right, guys, what do you think below? Is Keith Thurman ducking Earl Spence? Would you rather see a Mayweather matchup or a Thurman-Earl Spence matchup? Me personally, I would want the Mayweather fight because I think Keith Thurman, he stand a chance. He's got a chance to beat Mayweather, especially if there's some, the ring rust. But we all know Mayweather has retired in the past, come back, and he looked pretty good. So, but yeah, guys, when I saw what that reporter was doing to Keith Thurman, it really pissed me off, and I wanted to make a video about it. Like I said, I'm not going to mention their name because I know they're little bitches, and they're going to complain and try to flag me, blah, blah, blah. So, but anyway, you probably know who I'm talking about. They're a fucking hype job is what they are, and they should be banned from boxing. Counterpunch Boxing, we are out.